Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're playing Chess Ultimate Ranked, where you can level up and the playing style is a little different. Let's dive in. Alright, we'll hit play, and this time, instead of playing unranked, we'll play ranked, and I have played this before. We're immediately paired, don't mind if I do, but I'm a little bit rusty. So your opponent is banning a character, and basically the way this goes is back and forth. We can ban characters and then select some characters, and then ban and then select, and so on and so forth. So the opponent banned the Berserker, which is actually quite annoying. I'm going to try banning the high mobility pieces, so I'm going to start with the queen, ban her, and then I'll probably ban the rook next, because those tend to be the most annoying ones that I personally have to deal with, because they get into your position, they can swap with mages, and then swap with pawns, and then suddenly they're promoting to queens, and it's a whole situation. As you can see, now we've each banned one character, the opponent gets to pick one. We want to use more than 15 and less than 40 points. The opponent has gone with some parasites as well as a jester and a king, so I suppose I should do something similar. Jester and king, but I'll put him maybe a little bit closer towards the center. I would also like to use some parasites. I find them very, very handy. So 2 parasites puts me at exactly 40. We'll go ahead and hit the check mark to move on. Now, it goes without saying that I'm sort of copycatting the opponent at the moment, but for the first game ever, I think it's a pretty safe way to go. Okay, we get to ban a character now. The opponent has banned the parasite, so we can't choose any more of those. I would ban the jester, but honestly, I don't think it's that much of a threat. I do, however, think the sniper could be a threat, because the opponent can always set up the sniper wherever they want and hit one of these 2 pieces right away. But I could do the same, so I'm going to ban the rook. I'm going to continue with my original strategy of banning the highest mobility pieces, and beyond that, try to just work off whatever the opponent is doing. Whether that's mirroring the opponent or finding the antidote, in this case, I think the sniper against these 2 relatively, at least right now, exposed pieces could be handy. Okay, so the opponent, oh, yep, there it is. The opponent has concurred with our assessment. They have also selected 2 snipers, and I want to use more than 40 but less than 50 points. I'm going to have to just do the exact same thing. And to be honest, the fact that they placed a knight in front of this king but not that one is either an insane mind game or that's actually the real king and the one that I should be aiming for. In which case I'm also going to place a bishop here just to go double duty. So I need to spend more than 40 points. I could also place a ghost. That could be kind of fun. I could put some checkers pieces down. I feel like that would be a good way to annoy the opponent. Just go ahead and spam checkers pieces. Okay, with that we've spent 4 more points. You know what? Let's just go all in. 5 points. Why not? And I have 70 more seconds to make these final selections. So what else do I want? I could just put, well, I can't. I only have 8 points to work with. I was gonna say I could put another sniper down, but with only 8 points, what do I want to make of this? You know what? I'm gonna get rid of one of the checkers pieces and put another bishop down. Again, I'm gonna go all in on the idea that that is the real king, because why else would they put a knight directly in front of that one, but not in front of this one? That's gonna be the argument that I'm gonna try to make. Okay, who have they banned? The sniper? Is that who they just banned? Looks like it. Okay, my turn to ban a character as well. Who would I find most annoying right now against my position? Honestly, nobody. Maybe a bishop I could find a little bit cumbersome, but I can't really think of anything besides that. So you know what? I'm gonna ban the checkers piece, so it's harder for the opponent to cover up their position in the same way that I did. So if they do want to cover up their position, it's either going to cost them more in the form of pawns, or I guess these little turtles are another option, or they're gonna have to use squids, which are very large, huge targets. You can hit any of the 4 squares that a squid sits on and knock it out of the ballpark. Also, shout out our one observer. Thank you for watching my majestic game. In hindsight, maybe I should have placed the kings slash jester and the parasites diagonally and then littered the rest of the position with checkers pieces depending on where those snipers landed. Because truth is, I've saved myself just enough, well, actually, maybe it's okay. I've saved myself just enough time to get both of these out of the way, right? One hit would hit the checkers piece, which means I can move 1 piece. That sniper would fall asleep, which gives me another turn to move the parasite out of the way as well. And the end result is that the checkers piece, I guess alone, stops the entire sniper, which is kind of insane. Okay, here we go. We've got, what do we have here? 3 squids. So we have taken away their checkers piece, so they've gone with the squids instead, and they've also placed an angel on the board. Now, how do we fight this? I still think that's the real king. Like, I'm pretty darn sure. And I have 20 points left to work with. You'd imagine I could just place a bomb and be in a really good spot. Oh, they've placed a turtle as well. Maybe I use a ninja? That would be pretty handy dandy. I just feel like it would get controlled pretty easily. Not to mention, this sniper is kind of useless behind the squid. I think I want to place a bomb. I don't know if that's totally crazy. It's 18 points though, which is quite a bit. Maybe I place a ghost, a little bit more of a reserved approach. I'm gonna place a ghost. It gives me 5 points left to work with, which is really not all that much. How much are you? Can't see how much the knight is worth. Oh, it's worth 6. Okay. I guess we'll just do like a turtle over here. It seems fine. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm 1 point short, but I think the setup is good to go. Okay, so the opponent gets to go first. We'll see what they make of their move. Okay, they advance the squid, which still doesn't target both of these bishops, only targets one of them. Now I could just capture this squid here, and then I would put the enemy king in check. And I think that's a pretty good darn start already. Again, I'm like 99% sure that's the enemy king, because it would explain why the opponent decided to put the knight there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this squid here. You'd imagine the turtle will take back, but the king is in check. Wow, are they really confident that that's not actually the real king? Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. We'll go ahead and take that king right away. And we do get checkmate. Yeah, there we go. Easy read on the opponent's real king. Nice, easy peasy knockout. So that was our first ever ranked game. We did manage to win with a pretty good gesture read. I mean, to be fair, the opponent made it a little bit obvious, so I can't take too much credit, but it was a pretty good start. Let's go ahead and play again. I like this too because there's a little bit more direct back and forth with the opponent. So it's not just how good is your sort of random setup versus this opponent's random setup, right? It's kind of like having to pick an opening in chess without knowing what your opponent's opening is going to be. It might be a perfect fit. It might be way too good for you, might be way too good for your opponent. But with ranked, you kind of go back and forth a little bit first. All right, and we do find a game against one of you guys actually. So shout out to you for joining me in ranked to have a quick game. Okay, the opponent only has 6, 5, 4 more seconds. I'd imagine they already have what they need on the board. Okay, it's automatically moving on. Oh, the opponent ran out of time. Oh, shoot. All right, you'd imagine they had to go. We'll go ahead and queue up again. All right, we found a game already against Puppet Laster again. Hello, Puppet Laster. Welcome back. We get to ban a character. They've banned the bishops. They've learned their lesson. We're going to ban the queen. All right, the opponent has gone with a king, triple rook, and checkers piece layout. I have a funny feeling they know my weakness. Okay, I'm gonna place a sniper right here, just looking right down the barrel. As far as defensive pieces go, I'm just gonna throw down 2 checkers pieces. Very lazy defense, but probably a sufficient one, and I'll throw down a parasite as well. We have 6 more points left to work with, which I don't think I want to invest now, so we'll just rock and roll with this. Just sniper staring down directly at the king. And so who did the opponent ban? They banned the rook. Okay, they took 3 for themselves and then banned it. To be fair, that is basically the whole point of doing this alternating system. I didn't even think about using a rook myself. So now I just have a sniper in its place, basically. Okay, let's do a bomb. Well, a bomb is such a liability though. Oh, I'm trying to ban. Wait a minute, I need to ban pieces. Okay, who do I want to ban? Oh, 10 seconds left. Let's ban the sniper. Yeah, that's a good idea. If I can't have a rook like the opponent can, then the opponent can't have a sniper like I can. Eye for an eye. Whether or not that actually works out in my favor, I have no idea. But, ooh, the opponent places a mage and a couple more checkers pieces, but they seem to block in the rooks. So perhaps they're just there for castling? We want to use more than 40, but less than 56 points. The question is, how do we go about this? I really do just want to use bombs. I feel like they would be very well equipped here. Or I could use a ninja. You know what? I haven't used a ninja in a very, very long time. I'm going to go ahead and place one right away, directly in front of the king so it can march down the middle of the board. And maybe, well, if I use a mage, it's 2 turns to swap one piece for another. Maybe I should place a bomb as well. I'll just place it at a little bit of a distance. And the opponent goes and bans the ghost. Okay, that's fair. So this will be a game of 100% complete information. We will know where everything is. I mean, if the opponent banned the ghost, honestly, I kind of want to ban the ninja for the opponent so they have 1 less long-range piece. Maybe I should also ban the pawn so they can't promote it to a bunch of queens. But I feel like fighting another ninja would be pretty annoying. So I'm going to ban the ninja. If they do want to promote to queens, I'm going to make the argument that I'm going to get to their king first. Last chance for the opponent to pick. They have 20 points to work with. Oh wait, if they had 20 points to work with, was banning the ninja totally useless? I think it was. I think it was genuinely completely useless because they only had 20 points left to work with anyways, and the ninja's 25. Okay, well, they do place a devil and 2 copycats. Okay, for exactly 100 points. We have 23 to work with ourselves. I don't think I should be afraid of this devil at all. I think I'm just going to place a berserker right here. And if that devil starts pooping out minions, my berserker's going to come through and eat them up to gain a whole bunch of power. Now, is there anything else I should do with 8 more points? I mean, I could place a decorative mage down. I probably probably wouldn't use it. Well, I could use like the ninja to get in and then swap it for the mage and then swap it for a bomb. It's a little bit of a convoluted plan, but it could work. You know what? Let's do exactly that. We'll throw down a little decorative mage right here. All right, and I think with that, we're good to go. Actually, I'm going to put it all the way on the edge in case I ever have to swap it for the bomb. It doesn't, you know, blow up my entire position. All right, the opponent does get to move first. I would make the argument that I am in a much more aggressive position than the opponent, despite the fact that they have rooks. Okay, the first obvious move is to shoot at that devil. Let me do this. Fire off a shot at that devil. The sniper will fall asleep for either a turn or two, and then come to life again to look right at that king. Okay, the copycats move forward. I'm going to go ahead and just centralize my ninja. I'm ready for battle. Let's go, right down the middle. We're putting the king in check as well, so moving the king here is pretty much the only move that moves it to safety, but then I capture here and explode the king. So after all that rambling I've just done, I'm pretty sure we're already winning. We can go ahead and just take the checkers piece. Oh, it only moves two at a time. You know what? Probably should have had that on my radar. Okay, we'll march him forward. It's a little bit of a slow process, but we'll march him straight ahead. The rook is now looking at the sniper. I don't think that's my biggest concern. I think I just want to advance the bomb a little bit so I can take out the king. It seems pretty reasonable. I'm just going to advance it to here. Or is that too passive? This copycat can capture anywhere diagonally, so if I move the bomb here, it can get taken. Let's do this way. So in case they do capture, oh, it puts the king in check. Oh, in check because I threatened to take. Ooh, that's very interesting. Okay, so the mage and the king do swap, which was probably their plan all along. Now the question is, how do I continue to make progress? I mean, frankly, I could just take the copycat. It would take out the two copycats and the mage behind it. My biggest concern though is that it would unleash the rook, which would come down and deliver back rank mate. So how else do I advance here is the question. Maybe I just make a waiting move for a moment. I'm gonna step over to the side and lob the onus back onto the opponent to figure out what's supposed to happen here. They do just take the sniper, which forces me to take back. Had they not taken right away, I would have used the berserker to recapture, which gives it a little more power. Oh, they have two ghosts. When did they place two ghosts? I did not realize that they had two of those. That is actually extremely concerning. Oh dear. You'd imagine they've moved to attack one of these two pieces. Oh, wait a minute. What if I can just get the bomb here? Wouldn't that be instantly winning? Because nobody can take the bomb? I don't know. My gut instinct is saying just capture here, so I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to take right here, which takes out the checkers piece, the copycat, the mage, and hopefully a ghost. Okay, it did not take out a ghost. Oh, poor guy. The rook does come down, targets the berserker. So I'm going to imagine that my ninja isn't actually threatened yet. I'll go to move the berserker. I guess I should centralize it, shouldn't I? Yeah, I'll go ahead and advance the berserker to the middle. Oh no, I'm connecting. No, reconnect, please. Oh no, how do I reconnect? No, not like this. No, not like this, please. I know I have 10 seconds. I want to make a move. Please, log in. I want to log in. Please move him here. There we go. Okay, we get the move in at the last second. We do reconnect, and I get to centralize my berserker. Phew! Wipe the beads of sweat off my forehead. That was a very close call. Okay, they do allow me to just take the rook, which I will do so without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, they advance the king. Let's advance the berserker again. You can see now the berserker can move 2 squares in any direction. Okay, one of these ghosts has moved. I could just play a little defense too, but I just don't think it's necessary. The question is, where do I think those ghosts are? Maybe I just advance the berserker so it defends the ninja, and then I can bring the parasite into play as well. And again, the ghosts have to reveal themselves if they stand next to the king. Okay, the rook shuffles over. I'm gonna play the parasite forward, and if the rook goes down, then I'm gonna walk my king up this way. Okay, they move another ghost. Let's centralize the ninja, putting the king in check. Ooh, the king moves forward. That seems like a very bold move. You'd imagine the ghosts are around here somewhere. Let me advance my berserker. Maybe I should advance a parasite while I'm at it. Let's do that. We'll advance one of these parasites. That way I have this little huddle of pieces that all sort of defend each other. So we'll advance the parasite again. I'm looking to control this square, so I can place the berserker there, which gives check to the king. Okay, we're put in check by the rook. I really have no choice but to move forward. Okay, the rook takes the checkers piece, which is totally fine, to be honest. Let's go check here with the ninja. Ooh, the king shuffles over again. This is not close to mate somehow. What if I go here? Puts the king back in check. The king has to retreat. I think we're getting pretty darn close here. Can I take that safely? Probably not. You'd imagine there's a ghost around there somewhere. But maybe I can advance this way. I just continue to advance the parasite? I don't know. It looks sketchy, but it might work. I feel like the parasite can bully the king all the way to the back. I know for a fact there's no ghost there because the king just moved from there. So I put the king in check again. He comes back out to play. Okay, what if I attack you from behind? And again, the king just came from there, so there can't possibly be a ghost. Puts the king back in check. Now what? You'd imagine it has to... Where could it possibly move safely? Oh, the rook comes. Oh, that's why they still have a legal move, because they can force me to take something with my checkers piece. But now that they've made the final forcing move, that is in fact checkmate, and we win game number 2. I'm gonna jump back into the ranked queue as fast as I can, so hopefully I can get paired up quickly. Nice thinking. Thank you. I appreciate that. Wait, is that the previous game that I just played? Oh, that's so funny. I never noticed that the background, you can see my ninja and my berserker, even with the extra move on top, and my parasite giving check to the king from behind. I never realized your previous game was projected onto the background. That's so funny. All right, we do find a game. That's such a good little detail. Okay, Puppet Laster, shout out to you for playing us for all 3 of these games. We get to ban a character first. Okay, the queen, no brainer. As you can tell, I very much despise having to play against these long-range pieces. Ooh, they banned pawns. Okay, let's ban rooks as well. Oh, I get to use rooks. Do I want to use rooks? Out of spite, I almost don't want to, but I probably should. So let's actually do something similar to what the opponent did. I genuinely thought that was a very decent strategy. I think that's pretty rock solid. Get it? Okay. That's so bad. Okay, because they're rooks, not rocks. Okay. Anyways, the opponent now gets to pick as well. They can mirror our setup. They can do something very similar if they so please. Holy smokes. A turret, a king, and 4 bazillion knights on the back rank. Okay, no-brainer first move is to... Oh, I get to ban a piece. Darn it. Every time I want to place something, it's actually time to ban. Okay, what do I ban here? Rooks? Naturally, right? Don't let the opponent get a rook. But what I wanted to do was place a bishop on this diagonal, so I'm checking with the rook and with the bishop. Who did the opponent ban? Knights. Okay, fair enough. I'll place a bishop right here, giving check to the king now in 2 different ways. I think I'd like to place a sniper as well. You can see I'm using a whole bunch of long-range pieces, especially now that I know the opponent only has knights to work with. I have every incentive to just attack from a distance and not even get too close. In fact, I'm going to place another bishop down while I'm at it, and we'll go ahead and move forward with that setup. I think in general, that's not a bad strategy. Start banning long-range pieces and then try to grab long-range pieces before the opponent can. At least the way that I like to play, which is just go headhunting the entire time. I feel like that works out pretty neatly for me. Okay, the opponent, holy cow, places 3 angels. But wait a minute, they have a checkers piece here. So can't I just move my bishop there and then force them to take? Oh, but they have a knight. Why is this so confusing? Holy cow. Oh, I get to ban a piece now. Darn, I should have banned that angel. Okay, if I have to ban somebody, I'd like to ban the sniper, so they can't just place one down here, get rid of the checkers piece, and then put my king in trouble. Who did they ban? They banned the angel, so I can't have an extra life. That's totally fair. More than 0, but less than 25 points. How do I want to spend them? Maybe I just put a bomb like right here, and I do my best to walk it into their position as fast as possible, especially if they're going to try to swap it with a king. So let's do bomb, and I have 7 points to spare, which in this game, unfortunately, really isn't that much. I mean, the other thing I could do is just place a ninja. I feel like maybe that's handy, but I don't know. I feel like having the explosiveness of the bomb as a threat is very concrete. So I'm going to keep the bomb. We'll keep the bomb, and what do I do with 7 points, though? Some copycats, a little turtle. Might as well throw a little turtle down on the board just for decoration. Okay, and I'm not going to put any checkers pieces down that could potentially compromise my position. So I think because the opponent gets the last pick, I get to move first, which means they have to place something that blocks this diagonal bishop check. Like, I genuinely think they have no other choice. And even better, should they place it here, I'm going to knock it out with the sniper on the first turn. Okay, they do place a copycat and a penguin as well. So I think the first natural move is just get rid of that copycat and put the king back in check. So I think that makes a lot of sense. Now, I wonder if they can apply the angel while they're in check. So should I capture? That's exactly what they do. The king would be able to move onto this square instead, which would basically bring it to safety. But I think trading an angel for a bishop works out in my favor, so I will lean into that opportunity. Not to mention, my bishop actually doesn't get captured, so it's not a trade at all. I've basically just eliminated the angel and centralized the king, who insists on surviving. So the king now has another angel on his being. Let's go ahead and take here with the rook, putting the king back in check. Oh, the knight! I forgot that they had a knight behind the king. It's so hard because, like, in my brain, I just eliminated all these knights. I think the opponent didn't even notice. So I'm gonna go ahead and trade my rook for one of those angels. And again, a knight can still take back, but I feel much better about eliminating the angels first than leaving them on the board for too long. Okay, the penguin moves, which does freeze the rook, but allows me to take the penguin with the bishop, which undoes the freeze. So even though multiple pieces are now attacked, only one of them can be captured at a time. Not to mention, now I can use the rook for probably the final time before the opponent figures me out and just captures the rook back to eliminate that last angel. Yeah, they do finally get rid of my rook, but I think I am in a pretty darn comfortable position here. Let's lead with the bomb. I think just waving it around in the opponent's general phase is pretty good as a strategy. So I can just move it here next. It's still not attacked by by anybody, but I'm threatening to take and wipe out the king with it. In fact, I'm not totally sure that the opponent has a defense. If I just move the bomb here, I think that might just be checkmate. So I'm going to do exactly that, bomb right in front of the king, and the opponent has no way to stop that, so that is in fact checkmate. With that, we do win all 3 games. If you guys did enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I was considering making another ranked video after this one, but I could also possibly join one of their tournaments. So let me know which one you guys would rather see, and I will see you guys in the next one.